Did you know there are actually two different 5-year rules for Roth IRAs? It gets confusing, and mixing them up could cost you tens of thousands in penalties. Today, I'm breaking down the Roth conversion 5-year rule. This is the one that financial professionals, mainstream media, and even the know-it-all AI tools still get wrong. I'll simplify it by sharing the only 2 questions you need to answer to avoid costly mistakes with this rule. I'll then walk you through 4 common scenarios so you can see exactly how to apply the 2 questions to your situation. Be sure to stick around to the end because I'm also sharing a rarely discussed tip that anyone at any age can implement right now today to avoid future Roth IRA headaches. By the way, I'm Taylor Schulte. I was named the #2 independent advisor by Investopedia, and I've helped hundreds of retirement savers optimize their plans and avoid overpaying the IRS. Today's topic is crucial if you're considering or already implementing Roth conversions. Let's get into it. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, let me be crystal clear. Roth conversions are not a magic fix for a broken retirement plan. They're a powerful optimization tool. Think of them as tax insurance for your future. But if you're overspending or undersaving, this strategy will not save you. However, if you have a solid foundation and a healthy retirement plan, Roth conversions can be wildly beneficial. They improve tax diversity, they create income flexibility, and they can provide tax-efficient legacy to your heirs. In some cases, they can save you 6 or even 7 figures in lifetime taxes. However, conversions add complexity. So let's ensure you fully understand the rules. Here's where most people stumble. There are 2 different 5-year rules. One for Roth contributions and one for Roth conversions. Today, we're only talking about the conversion rule because mistakes here are costly and reputable sources continue to get this rule mixed up. Quick refresher, a Roth conversion is the process of moving money from a pre-tax retirement account like a traditional IRA or 401k into an after-tax Roth IRA. You pay taxes immediately on the converted amount, but from that point going forward, your money in the Roth grows tax-free. No required minimum distributions, no taxes or penalties on withdrawals as long as you follow the rules, and your heirs can even inherit it tax-free. So with that, are you ready for the easiest way to master the Roth conversion 5-year rule? You just need to answer these 2 simple questions. Number 1, do you have a Roth IRA that was funded at least 5 years ago with any dollar amount? And number 2, are you age 59 and a half or older? To show you exactly how to apply your answers to these questions, let's walk through 4 different scenarios. Scenario number 1, if you answered yes to both questions, congratulations. You can withdraw everything, conversions, contributions, and earnings completely tax and penalty free. For example, let's say you're 60 years old, you opened a Roth IRA 10 years ago, and you convert $100,000 today. Tomorrow, you could withdraw all $100,000. No penalties, no taxes, no waiting period. Even better, if you decide not to withdraw immediately and that $100,000 conversion grows to $120,000 over time, you can withdraw the full $120,000 tax and penalty free. But that's not all. You can also withdraw any earlier contributions you made when you were younger, along with all the growth they've accumulated, without worrying about taxes or penalties. This is the dream scenario. As long as you're over 59 and a half and first contributed to a Roth IRA at least 5 years ago, you can confidently bypass any complex withdrawal rules. Your money is ready whenever you are. Now let's explore scenario number 2, where things get slightly trickier. Imagine that you answered no to the first question, but yes to the second. In other words, you are over age 59 and a half, but you've never had a Roth IRA before. In this scenario, suppose that you open your very first Roth IRA this year and immediately perform a $100,000 Roth conversion. The good news? You can withdraw your original $100,000 conversion at any time without taxes or penalties since you've already paid taxes on it. The catch? You must wait 5 years before you can access any growth from that converted money penalty-free. So if your $100,000 grows to $120,000, the $20,000 gain on that conversion remains inaccessible without incurring a penalty for 5 years. Now let's explore scenario number 3, which has its own unique pitfalls. Suppose your answer is yes to the first question, but no to the second. In other words, you did open and fund a Roth IRA at least 5 years ago, but you are currently younger than 59 and a half. The IRS allows you to process Roth conversions at any age, but every conversion done before age 59 and a half starts its own separate 5-year clock. For example, imagine you're 45 years old and funded a Roth IRA with $1 10 years ago, just enough to be able to answer yes to that first question. This year, at age 45, you convert $50,000 to your Roth IRA. Now, let's say 3 years later, at age 48, you need some cash and decide to withdraw $25,000. Unfortunately, since you haven't waited the full 5 years on that conversion, you'll face a 10% early withdrawal penalty on the $25,000. Here's the tricky part that catches many people off guard. Each new conversion made before age 59 and a half starts a brand new 5-year clock. So if you perform another conversion next year at age 46, it will have its own separate 5-year waiting period to track. Let's hit the pause button really quick before we get into our final scenario, which is the most common and also causes the most confusion. In that last example, I intentionally simplified things by saying that your original Roth IRA contribution from over 5 years ago was just $1. I did this so we could specifically isolate the 5-year rule as it relates to Roth conversions. But in reality, things aren't always that simple. In fact, the IRS follows a specific order of operations for Roth IRA withdrawals, which adds complexity to the rules. Here's how it works. When you take a withdrawal from a Roth IRA, contributions you've made come out first, always tax and penalty free. Roth conversions come out second, subject to the 5-year rule. And finally, earnings or growth on your Roth money come out last. So why is this important? Well, let's say you've been contributing to your Roth IRA for years, maybe decades. When you take a withdrawal, you'll automatically tap those contributions first, which means you might not have to even touch your conversions and their potential 10% penalty at all. And this highlights the beauty of Roth contributions. They are yours to access whenever you want. No hoops to jump through, no penalties, no questions asked. For example, if you put $5,000 into a Roth IRA at age 25, that exact $5,000 is available to you penalty and tax-free whether you withdraw it tomorrow, next year, or 20 years from now. Okay, let's dive into our final scenario, the one that easily causes the most confusion and debate. Let's say you're 58 years old and you funded your Roth IRA with $1 10 years ago. Today, at age 58, you decide to convert $50,000 from your traditional to your Roth IRA. Based on what we've covered, you might think, well, I'm under 59 and a half, so this conversion gets its own 5-year clock, right? Yes, but here's where it gets interesting. Fast forward 18 months, you're now 59 and a half. Guess what? You can withdraw everything. Your $50,000 conversion plus any growth, completely tax and penalty free. What happened to the 5-year clock on the Roth conversion? It goes away. You've met both of the requirements. You're now over age 59 and a half, and you've had a Roth IRA open for at least 5 years. I've been challenged by countless people on this, as well as the know-it-all AI robots, but let's think about this logically. The 10% penalty is specifically for early withdrawals. Once you're 59 and a half, you're no longer early. The penalty simply does not apply anymore. In fact, the IRS would probably love for you to pull that money out quickly because once it's out of the Roth, it's exposed to taxes. Taxes on gains, on interest, on dividends, or even sales tax if it's used to purchase something. Remember, in addition to reducing taxes, the primary advantage of Roth conversions is allowing your money to compound tax-free for as long as possible. Perhaps long enough for your heirs to inherit it tax-free. Withdrawing funds too quickly after converting would only diminish these benefits. So, why are these rules so confusing? I think it's because the reason why they exist in the first place is rarely discussed. Simply put, the IRS doesn't want people abusing conversions to sidestep penalties and access retirement funds prematurely. Remember, unlike traditional IRAs, Roth IRAs do not have early withdrawal penalties on dollars you've contributed. only on earnings. So without these rules, anyone at any age could convert money to a Roth and immediately withdraw it penalty-free. The Roth conversion 5-year rule closes that loophole. Now, while all of the obvious loopholes are closed, here's an easy, overlooked hack that could save you from future headaches, and it works whether you're 25 or 65. If there's a chance that you'll do Roth conversions at some point in the future, take this simple step now. Open a Roth IRA and fund it with any amount, $1, $50, $100, it doesn't matter. You can accomplish this by making a direct contribution, if you're eligible, or by initiating a small conversion. Doing this now will start your 5-year clock immediately, helping you easily satisfy question number 1 from earlier, which is, do you have a Roth IRA that was funded at least 5 years ago? Ultimately, Roth conversions are an informed bet on your future taxes. As tax expert Ed Slott wisely says, they're like tax insurance against higher future tax rates. You'll eventually owe taxes on your retirement savings. The choice is paying early on your terms or later on Uncle Sam's terms. Consider this carefully because once required minimum distributions or RMDs begin at age 73 or 75, your tax flexibility decreases significantly. And large RMDs can increase your effective tax rate, cause more of your Social Security to become taxable, and hike your Medicare premiums. So if you're in retirement or close to it, start analyzing the potential benefits of Roth conversions on a recurring basis to determine if they align with your goals and your tax situation. And remember, this is complex stuff. So if you need and want professional help, click the first link in the description below to book a complimentary call with my team. We'll break down your current situation and show you in simple terms if and how Roth conversions might benefit you. I'll see you in the next video.